Broadcasting live from the mixed-up world of Hyrule, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament 2023. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Bobtastic, and joining me today on commentary is the Titan84. Titan, how you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. It's a lovely Sunday morning or Saturday night, depending on where you are. But we have a race ahead of us. We have Dickson versus Brogor with MC Boss Shuffle.
So maps and compasses are shuffled into the pool, meaning, of course, that generally puts more value into each dungeon. But unfortunately, that also means it's a little more difficult to find all the items you need for those dungeons.
Yeah,
both runners.
Yeah,
go ahead.
they've started, and you don't know which boss you're gonna go in and face. So, yeah. Now, there are 3 repeat bosses. Those are randomized, which ones they are, but it is not that much more. It's not complete chaos boss shuffle. It is just normal boss shuffle.
Right. Brogor with a little bit of a slight mistake there, checking the map in Map Compass Shuffle, where the map will not give you any information until you have the maps from the dungeons. So...
And let's see, is there something on the ledge today? Oh, that's a glove.
Yep. Glove in the mushroom spot, definitely something you want to pick up.
But that was just some blueberries explosive blueberries on the ledge, so not gonna bother with that. And yes, compass to desert, that's really, really handy.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to go all the way back there without knowing which boss is back there.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, a wonderful little thing that's added to the boss shuffle, as long as your compasses are also shuffled, in that the compass will tell you what boss is actually in the dungeon, on the map within the dungeon.
I believe both our runners are doing the same strat. They are checking the woods and the lumberjacks, and then... Oh, I thought Brogor was saving and quitting.
I would have thought that myself.
Brogor heading up the mountain at 2 minutes.
Oh, with the glove, yeah, absolutely. What a play here.
Now you're only gonna get 2 checks, completely out of logic.
Right.
And you can look at one.
Yeah. But yeah, so the initial intention, of course, for Dickson here was to save and quit and then farm bombs there at the front. But there were 3 bombs in Link's house, so it's just like, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the race game has a bottle. Think we're going to go for that, actually.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Brogor has gotten lost. Did he save the old man? Yes, he did.
Yes,
so he's stuck here until he gets to save the old man. This is the problem, doing this completely in the dark without a sword or anything.
That being said,
not even saving and quitting is going to help you here.
That being said, I'm pretty sure once you've saved the old man, it's a little bit easier to actually deal with because now you really know where you're starting.
Yeah. The problem is, even saving and quitting, he's going to start with that old man in the dark. If he wants to get out of here without saving him, wait, I think, we got him out. Okay.
There we go.
Don't die,
now,
don't die.
It looks like we have... Hey, there we go! So we had the flippers on the library, and those are the boots. Yeah. So boots into flippers going to be happening here. What a play from Brogor here. Get those boots immediately.
Yeah, and that's worth. That's absolutely worth. But that does mean that the flippers are lamp locked as well as boots locked. But yeah, getting boots 3 or 4 minutes into a seed when you know that your opponent is probably not going to get them that fast, that always feels good.
And so Brogor now heading out from Sanctuary again. Oh yeah, taking the glove to the back of escape. With the boots, that's a wonderful thing to do.
And we have a question in chat if reset save would have saved him in Old Man Cave. No, because if you die and press save continue, that's your save. If you reset to your last save, and that was his save.
Yeah. You'd have to delete the file if you couldn't get out that way.
Yeah. Which, 4 minutes in, yeah.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's not great.
Not ideal. Absolutely not ideal. I mean, you have the knowledge of where you've been.
Right.
But, like, if you're an hour into a seed, you absolutely do not do that.
All right. Dickson picks up the Quake medallion and another bottle in the well there.
Just some arrows on the bump rocks. But yeah, we know that those boots and flippers are gonna be kind of required. One of them at least.
Yeah, Brogor is going directly for, back to the tavern, and then probably going to go into the shop here to buy some bombs.
Yep. So
yeah,
if it's just on that subject again, if you go in there and you fall, you just fall and die. If you press continue without saving, and do that every time, then you can reset. But the moment you press save and continue, that's it. That's a save.
Alrighty. So Brogor is going to go ahead and do as much as we can here in Kakariko Village, and then head out elsewhere. I'm assuming that Dickson will probably be heading towards South Shore here, or maybe Eastern area, but who knows. Definitely going for that bomb drop there.
Yeah, the village did not have much for us. Well, it had the flippers, but Dickson couldn't pick them up. Yeah, that's the other thing. Brogor may have lost some time going up there with the depot and such, but he is going to have a single dip for those flippers.
Mm-hmm.
So that is sometimes saved. And as well, all the dashing he is doing now that Dickson isn't.
All right. It's time for Sunken Treasure over on Dickson's screen. More bombs. And
we're gonna need them, because X bombs to kill Toldon Cave.
Looks like we're going for a Gina here.
Yeah,
play.
I do not blame Dickson at all, because do you really want to kill 4 Trolldoms with 6 bombs?
Not a huge fan of the concept.
5 bombs, because you need 1 to open it.
True facts. No, neither bottle is a B. One's a green potion, one's a fairy. Unfortunately. If there were bees, believe me, we'd be using them.
And that's a third bottle.
Really? Good lord, game. Anyways, so 1 pair of flippers delivered to Brogor right off the bat here. Brogor decided not to go for the fairy bottle there.
Chat pointing out that after Agina, Dickson has 1 less bomb now. So this is a 4-bomb mini-Moldon cave.
Oh, right. I just realized if you were completely sick and, insane, you could do the East Death Mountain hover if you had that fairy.
And yeah, can't miss Any more now?
Oh no! Missed it by 1.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't have any other weapon. I'm not sure if he counted those bombs when he was going in.
Maybe he thought he had 6. Anyway, I mean, you could run right over here and grab some in the shop.
Yeah.
Though what I might do if I were Dickson is head to the shop, buy the bombs, and then maybe just go to Sahasrah's closet while I'm at it.
Yeah, you're over here. You might as well. Oh, we're gonna see Desert Ledge.
Just a map.
Yeah.
Alright, so Brogor are about to pick up their second bottle.
So, oh yeah, you bought the bombs. Is there a migrant pendant?
Oh, hammer time!
Ice Palace. Okay, that's good to know, because that is one of the arenas Trinix can be in.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
Yeah,
I think there's 3 rooms Trinix can't be in.
Yeah. I do not know which those are.
I believe the Mothula arena and then both Moldorf arenas.
Yeah. Brogor, don't die again. Yeah, Brogor came in here with 10 bombs and is still being on the low side.
Yeah, bomb mini Moldorm cave is not fun. I mean, you would think people are just like, you've been doing this game so long, it should be easy by now. But no, the mini Moldorms, they don't care how good you are at this game. They'll do whatever the heck they want.
This is one out for Dickson, because he just picked up a lot of rupees. Brogor is not going to go for Zora. He doesn't have the money.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. We are going to see the Ice Rod Cave play here.
So stunt price is 20 rupees. That is very good to know with a boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have a weapon to kill said stunned enemies with, so... Well, okay, you have a bomb, but you don't want to spend a bomb for 20 rupees every time.
You can pick things up and chuck them at people, Alright, 10 arrows in the Ice Rod Cave. Brogor setting up or attempting to set up the... very
Brogor,
much attempting. Don't die!
I mean,
set up the
it doesn't
water wall.
matter if he's on 1 heart or 2 heart or half a heart here or 2 hearts. He's gonna get one shot either way.
Not gonna lie, I've never seen that version, that way of doing the water walk. Jumping in on the diagonal and then hopping down off the ledge.
Yeah, if you have flippers and you jump off diagonally, you start swimming instead of walking. So it's the next time you hop straight that you start walking.
I mean, that makes plenty of sense. I just never thought of doing it.
Yeah.
Yo, hello. 1 mirror for Brogor. That could lead you to Hera.
Yeah, but do you really want to go Hera right now?
I mean, not without that hammer.
You have no weapon to kill a boss with.
But if Brogor gets the hammer here, I would be...
Yeah. Then you go up, because you have all of East Death Mountain to clear as well.
Mm-hmm.
Buying some more bombs.
Tempted.
Yeah. Brogor also picked up the compass to Eastern, so he is going to be able to check the boss when he gets over there.
Interesting.
Okay, he picked up the bomb so he can clear the front of this gate. Because we got the smoke in the back.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there are a full set of items up here. And he knows he's gonna find the lamp at some point.
Yeah, on account of the boots being available there.
Yeah, boots and flippers both lamp locked.
There's a pearl in the secret passage, and of course Brogor just stunning enemies and blowing them up to get more and more money.
Yeah, and this is gonna be dark world access for Dickson.
Mm-hmm.
So and he found a sword in Eastern. I missed that.
Oh yeah, we found the sword in the Eastern Palace. It was in the compass chest, I believe. I thought I mentioned it, but maybe I just saw it and didn't mention it. It is 3 a.m. where I am.
Yeah, fair enough.
I did get some sleep before this, so I think I'm going to be fine. Oh, there's another 300, so
yeah, unfortunately,
Zora could be in the play here.
Yeah, but the bomb setup wasn't great. But yeah, Brogor is still looking for his hammer. And dark world access. Mitz would probably be the worst thing for him to have here, because that might push him away from the eastern area.
Yeah, it'd be pretty gross. I mean, I guess when he eventually gets over to the pod area, he'd take care of it, but still. Alright. There we go. One more chest acquired.
And I mean, this does make sense for Brogor, because you have the mirror, you can just mirror out of here, you don't have to even depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, much better situation as far as getting out goes for
killing this ball and chain guard is a different matter.
Yeah, we can chuck a couple of pots at it though, and that'll handle it. I did not realize you could pick that up with the boomerang.
Yeah, hook works as well.
So went for the save and quit instead of going back for Dark Cross, which I mean, given his setup with Dark Rooms earlier, I don't blame him.
I mean, yeah, and he's gonna pick up even more bombs. No,
Dickson going for the Death Warp and not actually getting the Death Warp on account of having a fairy.
Yeah, we've all done that.
Every single one of us. Alright, Waterfall Fairy for Brogor. 1 full heart and 1 blue mail. Well, I mean, sometimes you just want some defense. Bees!
Hey, we got an offense. Brogor has an offensive weapon, a bee.
I mean, that is pretty offensive. Alright, bombs on the ledge. And Brogor can now go for the Zora play. Meanwhile, Dickson heading down into the Dark Cross area.
Now, here's the question. Does Brogor want to go up the mountain again, completely out of logic?
Oh no!
No!
The
That's
Titan,
really
you are a curse upon our runners.
I am terribly sorry, but I forgot where I left my mitts, okay?
Look, this is why you don't hand your mitts to your fish friend, okay? Brogor, what are you doing?
Let's go to the dog world.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, but you got the mitts, you could do King's Tune real quick, but nah, you want to combine that with Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, when you have the mirror, you just want to do that. But yeah, that's not good for Brogor. He's gonna miss his hammer.
And a sword.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhle,
Manos
Dickson is checking Hype Cave, finding a hook shot,
Master
Swamp Palace map, and 10 arrows and a full heart. So, I mean, Dickson finally getting a little bit of health here, but that's about it.
Yeah, and this is a logical issue for Brogor, because that lamp could now be anywhere in the Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
Because the boots really only lock King's Tomb, and the mirror was elsewhere.
All right, Brogor once again dealing with the Gibdo room here in Skull Woods. Getting a little bit bodied, but getting half magic to go with it.
And
I'll take it.
Dickson is going up the mountains, so roughly 15, 17 minutes after Brogor.
Yeah, so Dickson will be able to go East Death Mountain with that hook shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, he's going to be able to clear the full mountain.
And of course, going to get those all-important boots.
Yeah. I am slightly surprised that Brogor didn't go back. No, wait, he doesn't have a way over to East Death Mountain. Never mind. I thought why was he going up the mountain? But yeah, no hammer and hook shot. You can't get to the right side.
Alright, small key for Brogor. We know there's 3 of those here in Skull Woods. And a big one. And speaking of the big one.
Yeah. Chat asking when Dickson might be getting his mitts. Well, he just got his boots. Out of logic, he knows where the flippers are.
I was going to say, I think he gets the mitts right after getting the mirror.
Mm-hmm. I think he's going to clear this mountain, go get his flippers, and then do his flipper checks.
It is unfortunate that Dickson's not going to be able to get the mitts before coming up here on it, so he can't do East Dark Death Mountain. But
yeah, but you got your boots coming up here. You're not gonna go back for flippers now.
Right. All right, piece of heart and 10 arrows in the lower section of Paradox Cave, or the middle section of Paradox Cave, however you want to look at it. Right, and Brogor is going for our good old Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, etc. Dickson's still not finding anything super relevant here.
I'm gonna compass the Hera, but that's one of the easier ones to climb. Especially with hookshot.
Mm-hmm. Brogor once again picking up that heart piece in the Graveyard Ledge, and we'll move on to King's Tomb shortly. And then who knows what we'll do.
Brogor might actually go over to Catfish, because if he doesn't go there now, that's orphaned.
Fair. We got a shovel in King's Tomb.
Thanks, game. Thanks, game.
Delayed information.
Yeah, he's heading back into the portal.
But he's heading back west.
Okay.
Well, Brogor better hope Catfish don't have jack squat.
Yeah, I mean, we're still missing a lot of items.
Yeah, now I'm thinking the person buried in King's Tomb is the shoveler.
Oh, that Brogor gets us another sword. That's nice for him.
All right, so finally a weapon for Brogor.
Huh?
Gotta feel much better.
Yeah, and I think Brogor accidentally hit his timer at some point, because, yeah, we're going to follow Dickson's timer.
Yeah, that's all right. There is an official timer that's keeping track of the time of this race, and although we won't have it on screen, I think we'll live. The timers were synced up by our restreamer, so they should be roughly accurate for both players.
Yeah, and Brogor is not going to do the back of these down here, not without the hammer. Especially since it's a pendant.
Alright, Dickson going for the Harapot. Looks like a successful Harapot.
Hey,
bees!
Bottle percent.
That is a speed run of bottle percent if I've ever seen one. 25 minutes for bottle percent.
Yeah, that's one of the faster ones, yeah. I've seen Gold Sword at like 6 minutes, but yeah, that's a very fast bottle percent.
Ooh, we got Viddy here.
This is a slow fight.
I would also say, I do strongly recommend, if you're going to kill Vitreous or kill the eyeballs from up here, don't have the big eyeball be off screen when you kill the last one.
Yeah.
It won't come up.
I've seen that happen.
I have first-hand experience.
I completely missed what the boss was in Thieves Town.
So did I, yeah.
But I don't think Brogor beat it.
This is a heck of a tedious fight. Of course, if Dickson gets hit again at all, he is straight up dead.
Yep. Doesn't matter what hits him. Beginning to question if he's actually damaging the eyeballs. Oh, there goes one. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's damaging them. With every spin, he's hitting with the equivalent of a Master Sword slash. So...
yeah. Oh! The smiths are Fletchers today with a bow.
Ooh.
That might push Brogor towards Eastern.
That would be good for Brogor, for sure.
Yeah. Because he has a compass to Eastern. He would know what the boss is.
Oof! Dickson takes a fall on Viddy in Hera. I feel like you're gonna just bail for now.
Yeah, you bail after that. You do not go back up.
Like, I don't know any runners who would willingly, like, want to sit there and fight Vitreous forever.
Yeah, and I do wonder why he wasn't using the hammer. He had it out.
He did use it for a little bit. And he was like, I'm not consistent enough with this.
Okay.
All right, Bombos Medallion for Brogor. That theoretically grants access to Ice Palace. So we really hope, you really want to hope Brogor goes over doesn't go to Ice Palace before checking Sahasrara.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. We don't have a cane, so it's unlikely.
Yeah, you don't want to go into ice without a cane. You can, and it is not required, but yeah.
Dickson picking up... Okay, Eastern and Ice are our red crystals. Dickson picking up his flippers here.
All right, Brogor going for the hype cave. We're gonna get that hook shot here. Oh no! I hope that doesn't tempt him to go into swamp.
I mean, you're gonna be locked immediately. If you do, you know it's
Yeah.
only one check, so...
Right, the
Ouch.
hammer. I keep forgetting about the hammer requirement.
Uh-huh. Dickson is unfortunately going back into the dark world without picking up his flipper checks.
Yep.
Where are you going, Brogor?
I think he's going to get the purple chest item.
Oh, right. Forgot we left that behind.
All right, 10 arrows for the purple chest, and we are moving on. Dickson now heading into Skull Woods.
Oh no, Brogor is going into swamp for one check.
Gross.
Yeah. I saw someone in chat mentioning earlier, Brogor probably thinks that the lamp is in eastern area, so he thinks that everything he is doing is in logic.
Mm. All right. Brogor now into Swamp Palace. Going to grab the first chest, which is a key, and the second chest is the last one you can get.
Yeah, it's not the hammer.
I just hope it's not Kane, so he doesn't like dive ice.
That would be bad. Okay, compass. A useless compass.
Hey, I wonder what boss is at the top of Ganon's tower.
And yes, in boss shuffle, the compass of Ganon's tower only shows Aga 2. Doesn't show any of the other bosses. And Brogor choosing to go up the mountain. Yeah,
I mean, I don't blame you.
No, I mean he can clear this, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, mirror and hookshot. There's nothing hammer locked up here with those two items.
Yeah, the only things that are hammerlocked would be like the entrance to Turtle Rock itself.
Yeah, but we're not gonna enter Turtle Rock without the game.
Correct. You don't know. He could do some sick hovers. I wouldn't.
No, you don't hover Turtle Rock.
I mean, that sounds like just the worst idea.
Just maybe in inverted, you can hover the boss gap
Right.
if you're absolutely necessary need it.
I mean, if you're practicing hovering and you're doing the practice ROM, that's the room you load to practice. Is you load the room before Tridents. Because it's right there.
Right, Brogor remembering he left his portal out at the bottom. Or up. However you want to. Yeah, in one of
whatever part of this thing it is with physical paradox. Physics are a suggestion.
Yes, as these blocks that we are deleting is provided.
Alrighty. Seeing some new information here on Brogor's side. Nothing super relevant here in the first, in the Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah. Dickson did get his Master Sword. So that's very useful.
Alright, Brogor, gonna go ahead and check what the Turtle Rock Medallion is. It's Bombos, which we do have from Stumpsman. seeing the full heart on the floating island, so that was just there so Brogor could figure out whether he wanted to go there or not. And then we will get a quick check of Hookshot Cave. We got a map of Pod. We've got 20 rupees. We've got a piece of heart, and we've got a fire rod. There we go.
That's really good to find.
Mm-hmm. Brogor going for the mirror onto the bridge strat here to get over to Hera, just because nobody wants to dash into a Lionel with a fighter sword.
Nobody wants to dash into a Lionel, period.
There is that. And we have a six-eyed Moldorm here.
So, why didn't Brogor go and kill the boss in Thieves now when he was here?
I haven't the foggiest.
Because it must have been because it was pendant, and that's gonna bite him.
Wow! The Cane of Samaria on the boss of Thieves Town. Pendant Thieves Town. Yikes.
So yeah, that wasn't me cursing Brogor, that was chat.
Chat said that Brogor was God routing this seed, and then suddenly that.
Yeah. So that's on you, chat, not us.
Alright. Brogor going for the compass, or the big chest here. 10 arrows, unfortunately. Dickson about to pick up the Bombos medallion. And Brogor getting the excellent Harapot. And seeing Vitreous. Brogor probably would have a little bit of an easier time with Vitreous on account of having a bow. You can kill the eyeballs with the bow with just 3 arrows.
He's thinking about it, and no.
All right. We have an official nope.
Yeah, and about 25 minutes later, Dickson returns to the Mini-Moldon cave.
All right, and Brogor going to go for Spiral Cave here. And that will probably be the last thing he picks up here on the mountain.
Yeah, and Dickson is finally going to go pick up his mirror and hopefully his mitts. With that cave being where it is, I feels like Dickson is a little bit ahead right now, being that he is clearing up checks that Brogor has done before. And Brogor is showing no interest in going to the eastern area yet. Shows me to say, yeah. Dickson saves and quits from the hobo.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Is this faster?
Is this faster going to Zora? No, he's going back to the Dark World. That's unfortunate.
Is he about to go to Swamp?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Gross.
I mean, it's a dungeon. You could possibly clear it.
Oh, maybe he's not going to Swamp.
Oh, and Brogor finds his hammer, and that's some rage slashes.
So now, does Brogor just go over to the portal at 5? Looks
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, looks like it appears. Yeah. Yeah, 2 dungeons you can full clear. One of them you know is a crystal.
Assuming there's not a Trinex involved.
Yeah, Trinex would be bad. I think that's the only boss we can't kill.
Yeah.
Some of them will be very, very slow to kill, but we can kill them all, except Trinex.
Yeah.
And we have the compass, so we can check.
I really like the idea of fighting Cold Stare in Helmasaur's room. Because
Yeah.
Cold Stare takes damage from the spikes.
Yeah, but you also want a Master Sword for that. And if he clears Todd
True.
first, he doesn't get the sword from Easton.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the whole, like, what am I saying? You could do, like, hammer strats.
Yeah.
Or fire rod strats. You got bombos, you just blow off the shell, and you got half magic. Just wreck Cold Stare's day.
Okay, I see. Dickson went to go for the pyramid into Catfish.
Into Catfish. Into
yeah,
Dora.
this is a really good route. I like this.
I like it.
Brogor choosing to do Eastern first. Do we get a check here?
Moth.
That's Moth. Okay, so...
Yeah. And as most people are aware, Moth is officially a joke outside of his room.
In his room, it's the room that's difficult, not him.
Yeah. The true boss of Skullwoods is that floor, and there just happens to be a moth in there normally.
Dickson getting his mitts and is probably not happy about that.
So Trinix can be 2 of the bosses in GT, but again, we don't know what bosses are going to be where yet.
It is likely that we need that ice rod, because since we also have boss duplication, 3 of them. It's likely it is, and a Trinex is going to be somewhere. It's possible that there's 2, but Dickson is going for Ice Palace here.
Interesting. I mean, again, got the Cane of Samaria, got the hammer, got the mitts. Seems like a play to me.
Yeah.
And Dickson does not have the bow.
Nor the fire. So these 3 souls room are going to be a little bit slower. Brogor does pick up his Master Sword.
Mm-hmm. We're dealing with the Eastern Dark Rooms like a pro.
So Trinex can be in any boss room except...
Nice bomb strats.
Yep. Also got a mushroom. Trinex can be in any room except Moldorm rooms or Skullwoods.
Yeah. Skullwoods, there's just not enough room. And the floor kind of causes issues. And
and I believe that there also needs to be adjacent rooms for Trinex to work. There's something about the shell, as you can see, if it's in the middle of if you see him in the middle of
GT, yeah.
GT, you see the shell being completely off. There's something in the programming that requires something like that to be in a different room nearby, which there's no such room in Skullwoods.
All right, Dickson has picked up a book here in Ice Palace. So that grants access to Desert Palace and, of course, the tablets. Meanwhile, Brogor about to dispatch a moth. Yo! Bow locked bow, folks.
So that bow was on Smith chain.
Mm-hmm.
It might take a while until Dickson gets back there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because he's got the back of these down left, but that's it.
Feels a little bit bad for Dickson, that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I feel worse for Brogor when he goes back and finds that cane.
Yeah. Especially given the fact that it was such an easy boss.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. We are now in Palace of Darkness. Sitting here trying to clear out all the chests in this thing. We've got a grand total of 7 potential items here. With 6 small keys and a big key. And 14 total locations. That is true. Cane might not be required.
That would require Turtle Rock to be the last pendant.
Yep.
And we still have several. We have 3 unknowns on Brogor's side.
Right, Dickson using the hammer and sword strat here, holding out the sword and then applying the hammer on cold.
It does extend the hammer's hitbox.
You do have to be careful though, because if you're no, not with the Master Sword you don't. Because if you just poke with the Master Sword, it's not going to damage it. And so if you switch to the hammer, it's guaranteed to be a hammer hit. That makes sense. Brogor picking up the cape, which technically gives us access to Spike Cave. I don't know if we looked at Bumper Ledge or not, but that would be a thing.
Useless map for Brogor. I still wonder where this lamp is.
Good question.
There's not many places it can be left.
Speaking of left, I think you'll go in a swamp.
Yeah, that's one place where it can be.
Yeah.
No, it can't. We need to find the flute first then.
Oh yeah, because you're right.
Flippers were boots locked and boots were lamp locked.
Yeah, the boots are lamp locked, period.
Yeah.
Because it was old man.
Oh, right. Lamp cannot be in swamp.
Yeah, lamp cannot be in swamp. That is correct. Can lamp be pyramid fairy? Eastern and ice? No, the big key was vanilla in Eastern. That's the only reason.
Yeah, there are very, very few places left where that lamp.
Back of Thieves Town? Yeah, that's a definite possibility.
Yeah, very big possibility it's Back of Thieves Town.
Could be back of Skullwoods.
No, because we need the flute for that. Because Fire Rod was up on the mountain.
So we could get, if we find the flute, then it could be back of Skullwoods.
Then it can be Back of Skullwoods. So yeah, it is highly likely it is in Thieves Town. Since we have now checked all of Eastern and Pod, and not finding that much.
All right. So Dickson into Swamp Palace dealing with this situation. Brogor about to do dark rooms on the back of Pod, which is not particularly fun.
You have the fire rod. You can light this torch here.
Yeah, Fire Rod does make it reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Dickson picking up the big key to Swamp, so go ahead and check the big chest here, which is hot garbage like you do, and Dickson also going to skip left side for now.
Considering the amount of items he still might need, bow, ice rod, fire rod, an invulnerability item, I'm not so sure about that.
Alright, Brogor finds Landmola's in the Pod boss room and was unleashing some silver arrows. And then switch to the fire rod to finish it off, and that is a piece of heart and a crystal for Brogor.
Yep. So the two big things here is, when is Dickson going to get his bow from the smith? The other bow was bow locked, so he has to do that. We have a Crystal Eastern. We need that bow. When is Brogor gonna go back to Thieves Town, Pendant Thieves Town, just to kill the boss?
Well, I think right now Brogor is probably just going to go to Ice Palace.
Or Swamp.
Yeah, I guess you could go to Swamp as well.
So, Swamp is a crystal, so that Skull Woods is a crystal.
Alright, another crystal for Dickson. Or, I guess rather the first crystal, second crystal for Dickson. After Ice Palace. Brogor taking the second dip into Swamp now.
Oh yeah, we got that hook out of ice. Still no lamp on this tablet.
Alright, tablet is just 20 rupees. But we have a potential to go over to Desert. Or not.
I'm surprised at that, because Desert has 4 items.
Yeah, I would have gone to Desert all day right there.
Yeah, because you don't know where that flute is going to be.
I guess Dixon hasn't done East Side Death Mountain yet, or East Dark Death Mountain.
Terra and Desert are crystals, which means Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Oh
we
my.
might not need the cane.
That is quite the break for Brogor there.
Now, the GTB key could be right side, and yeah, then he's gonna need it.
I mean, I guess we weren't implying that he would beat Desert. We were just implying that there are items there that you could get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, Brogor's gonna go for left side here.
Mm-hmm. He's already dipped this dungeon once. He doesn't want to dip it again.
Dickson is in fact opening up Turtle Rock.
He should know that this is a pennant, right?
I think so. And it's also a non-trivial number of items, so. Alright, there goes Brogor into the diving down situation. And Dickson about to pick up that fire rod. The fire rod would make the dip into Turtle Rock seem a little better, actually.
Yeah.
See, the only way that Turtle Rock would not be fire rod locked is if somehow both items in the torch room were garbage.
Yeah. And Brogor finds the wrong cane.
Mm-hmm.
But that does put Spike Cave into logic. Dickson is going into Turtle Rock.
We know where both of the bows are, unfortunately. Right. One of them was on Smith Chain. The other one is at, well, it's the boss of Eastern, which is Moth.
Yeah, it's one of those rare bow-lock bow seasons.
Brogor gets map of Hera and 20 rupees. Dickson is making the dip into Turtle Rock. See, 50 rupees there.
Yeah, Dickson is frantically looking for that bow right now. Because you can gamble a little bit that you don't need the ice rod. Bow, you know you're gonna need, absolutely. No question about it.
What, you don't want a mimic clip?
In Eastern? Or
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
pod statue?
I don't know what you're talking about. Not a thing. It's not 4 a.m. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Lamp and flute back at Thieves Town. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. That's a good thing Dixon had that boomerang there. Otherwise, he would not have been able to hit that switch. Fire rod, maybe. Brogor running out. Oh no, we're just gonna go to Ice Palace without the cane.
Rip. I mean, that's not the end of the world. It's just slower.
Yeah, yeah. And we're gonna get an upgrade fairy.
Why not? If you're a little low on bombs, that is a perfect way to refill them.
Dixon had he had a red item equipped and tried to use it on the pokey. Unfortunately, it was the boomerang.
Alright, so big key of Turtle Rock is in fact vanilla. I didn't notice what was in the torch room for fire rod, so. Oh, yeah. That would in fact render it entirely useless for Turtle Rock. However, we still are going to need the fire rod overall, just not necessarily for this dungeon.
Yeah, Skullwoods needs a fire rod to enter the back.
But it's very possible that the boss of the dungeon could have nothing to do with fire rods or ice rods or anything like that on the McBoss situation.
Yeah, this is an intentional death warp just to get
Yes.
a refill.
This is the stop that infernal beeping, please.
I would have loved it if that gave him a heart refill.
All right. Small key was guaranteed there.
So, those that are cheering on a possible pet seed, Ice Rod could still be on pet.
That is true.
We are going to need a flute to get to that, but it is possible.
I will admit, my 4 a.m. brain said, "Wait, Turtle Rock's a pendant. You can't have that." Oh wait, right? Doesn't necessarily have a Trinex. This is what my brain said, but at least I caught myself before I said anything.
And yeah, taking a safety door here, perfectly valid for Dickson. You don't want to run again.
All right, 10 arrows and a piece of heart. Still not a heart refill. A shield and the small key.
Dickson,
Not even going for the boss.
why not?
Heck if I know. Did he have the compass? Did he check?
I'm not sure.
Oh well. Probably not going to come back to haunt him.
I mean, you say that. Hey, that's on you.
I mean, it's my turn to curse people, okay?
If that has the ice rod, I'm gonna laugh. He did. He did seem to think about it for a moment, chat says. So he was probably weighing his bets.
Alrighty. Brogor
Is this-
about to... Oh,
This
what?
is Skull Woods, I think, into Smith Tank.
I imagine. Yeah, Dickson probably going for the Skullwoods play here. And then into Smith Chain if that's the sort of thing that still seems appealing. We just have vanilla cold stare here. Brogor is using that sword beam strat there. And just
Very effectively.
railed on him with fire rod there. That is yet another crystal for Brogor. That is also the 5/6 crystals, so Brogor might just go for the big bomb play here.
Yeah. So Brogor has not been back to Skullwoods. It's a clearable crystal. You know it can't have Trinix. Oh wait, he doesn't know it's a crystal.
No, he just found out it was a crystal.
Okay, he just found out. Okay. I missed
Um,
that check. Doesn't matter.
Just
I
check.
can beat it.
Right, Brogor is going for the Bombos tablet here, it looks like.
Mhm.
Then maybe heading to Desert.
Oh, blind in this arena is horrible.
Yeah, it's not terribly fun. It's not the end of the world, but still it's not great.
It's the
It's
fact
a
that
lot.
you can't hit him when he's on the top.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a
And
lot better when he's on the bottom,
yeah, but
but the floor
do
still moves.
anything here? Yeah, you can't dodge with the floor moving like that.
Oof.
Brogor going to a desert. Yeah, actually, Kano Burna makes that fight so much better because
Yeah,
it can
Brogor's gonna
actually
have a much better time.
it can hit him while it's on the top, and you're immune. But we're gonna give it one more try.
hmm Meanwhile, Brogor into Desert Palace. We find the big key in the first chest here, which leads us over to the torch in the big chest. Nobody's immune to lag. Brogor not going for the big chest, interestingly enough. Just trying to get to the boss as quickly as possible.
Brogor might have realized. Wait,
I was pretty sure Brogor checked that.
it's Brogor in pseudo mode in his mind.
Maybe.
If he is betting on that he doesn't need to face Trinex and the GT Big is left side, he is technically in go mode. But that is a big if.
I mean, it might be the sort of gamble I would want to take.
Oh, that is such a nice kill by Dickson. For a
Ooh,
sword.
very nice. Tempered sword acquired.
If Brogor doesn't go back into desert, he is gambling hard on go mode.
All right, what is our desert boss? It is Moth again.
First boss.
And we're
Head
getting
check.
a pedestal check. Just 10 arrows, so rip to the pedestal.
Yeah. And that's the same with Quid. Brogor is in perceived go mode.
Alrighty. So I guess we'll see a play to Skull Woods and then
Yeah,
try to
gonna
beat Hera and
Hera
see what
and
happens.
yeah. Now,
Luckily, I think Brogor will have a much better time fighting Vitreous with Tempered Sword and, like, the cape.
yeah. Also, okay, Dickson is gonna get his bow. That is gonna be
Alright.
his pseudo go mode. But we know that there is no Trinex locking GT. We've seen the bosses leading up to it.
Now, there could definitely be a Trinex in GT.
Oh yeah. But it might not lock players. It might be an ice Trinex that doesn't lock the big. Oh, there's the
There's the
lamp.
lamp. Wow. Lamp and Peg Cave.
So neither player turn in the mushroom, right?
I believe that is correct.
That could be a fire rod. Sorry, ice rod.
Mm-hmm. All right. One bow acquired by Dickson. Deciding whether or not to save and quit.
Yeah, he's got a fake powder.
Aha.
Myths were on Sora, yes.
All right, our magic bat today has two
So you can,
garters.
so you can reach Zora without the flippers. You just need a glove, and that glove was in
Yep.
mushroom spot.
Other things that help you reach blind in the moth room, sword beams.
Yeah, which is how Dickson did his fight.
Very nicely done for Brogor picking up the tempered sword, and we're going to see a play toward Hera.
Yeah, the logic of this seed is go to mushroom spot, get your glove, go to Zora, buy mitts, get to the dark world because you can get moon pearl out of Uncle. Walk over to Hammer Pegs because Hammer was in Zara's closet. Get the lamp, then go up the mountain. It's not a fun logic, but yeah, that's how the seed anticipated you go through this logically.
And this is why we do sequence breaks, folks.
Maybe not the one Brogor did because that was a gamble beyond gambles. So yeah, there could very well still be a Trinex locking us in GT, either on the road up or on ice. And at that point, Brogor is going to have to find his ice rod somewhere.
All right, Dickson now heading over to the pod eastern area.
Yeah, and that is Dickson knowing now, okay, that bow could be my go mode. But yeah, Brogor is heading into GT. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a little bit too late for the game. But people can say, do you
be
think
Hera
we're gonna...
first?
Yeah, it's gonna do Hera first. So we are gonna have a little game in chat because the timing after the boss is gonna be minuscule. Have a guess at where our big key is going to be, and if you guess so it's 19, 20, or 21, you're gonna be rude.
Fair. Well, I mean, honestly, if it's 19, 20, 21, 22, also 18, 17, 16. Because he doesn't have Cane or Ice Rod for Vidi, so...
Yeah. So those who are cheering for Brogor wants that big key as low as possible. And also not for a Trinex in the middle, because that would break everything.
Alright, Brogor now applies silver arrows to the face of one Vitreous, and that is going to do it for the 7 crystals.
Oh yeah, Dickson is still looking for his big key. So the King of Samaria we know is on the Thieves Town boss, which Brogor never did.
Yes, Thieves Town boss was in fact Six-Eyed Moldworm, so...
And no more guesses, please.
All right. Right side first, we've got 20 rupees on chest number 1, 300 on chest number 2, and we head to the torch, which will be location number 3. 300 more rupees.
Not gonna pick this up.
I mean, there is no point in Dark Magician routing when you don't have the cane.
Nope. Six and number 7. Nope. 7 would have been my guess. It's my go-to guess.
I am contractually obligated to pick Bob's chest every time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. 8-0, and yeah, Brogor is starting to sweat a little bit now.
All right, moving on to the fire snake room. Yet another key. Tile room is now in play.
Brogor can't reach tile room.
Yeah, I was just saying with the three keys we found.
Yeah.
It could now be the big key.
Shield, rupees, art. Oh, rupees.
We're down to Bob's chest and the chest behind the mini boss, and we have no idea what this mini boss is.
We've only seen one duplicate already, so it cannot be Mokula. That is it. It can be any other boss.
Good question, Structural Mike.
At least check what boss it is. If this chest has a big key.
Butter
Oh,
Sword.
Okay. And the boss is blind.
Line number 2. All right, certainly not the worst thing we've ever seen.
But yeah,
Threat.
Brogor needs his key to be back here. Otherwise, he's gonna have a problem. Wouldn't it be funny if the key isn't back here? Brogor has to leave. Dickson gets here without the ice rod, gets the big key, goes up and finds Trinex in the middle. Bombs.
Oh. 20 rupees. Powder, that's it. Brogor is going to have to leave and find the Cane of Samaria, which we know is on the boss of Thieves Town. Brogor is, of course, going to check the immediate items first.
I don't think we've seen this check.
Ha! Wow.
That's a good timing for the. That's good timing for the flute to show up.
I mean, is it? Because Brogor is going to take that, probably go to Meyer first.
If we need the ice rod, yes.
Fair enough.
So we enter GT at an hour 13, I believe. We're not gonna finish this scene for another 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
So because of the key layout, Dickson may not go right side. And then Dickson realizes, oh, bow lock bow. Nice game.
Good Jorb.
So yeah, Brogor is looking for Cane of Samaria, possibly Ice Rod.
And Brogor activating the flute. Wow.
Dickson Cane of Samaria is on the Thieves Town boss room, which Brogor already went into Thieves. Clear the front and skip the boss.
Yeah, I imagine the idea there was, I want to skip the
Yeah.
boss
And
or skip the back, but didn't realize.
Brogor is going.
Boss there.
Yeah, Brogor is going for this time, I think.
Could be.
No, this is hammer pegs and powder. He's gonna get his lamp, so he's gonna realize the logic of this seed, which is
and
hilarious.
could go into Thieves Town after this. It's not.
Yeah, it's very possible. You're here. You're never coming back here if you don't do it now.
But here's the thing: if you're Brogor, and since you're never coming back here, do you go do the stuff in the basement first before going to the boss?
Yeah, you do. Especially when you see what boss it is. I believe we have the compass now.
Now, Dickson is going to go ahead and clear some more things out of the desert that Brogor did not do.
Yeah, Dickson is still looking for that ice rod. He still feels like it might be Trinex somewhere.
He's going to avoid going to right side for now, which I'm not surprised about.
Oh yeah, so Brogor realized that it was a small key in the big chest, so he skipped that. Because he knew he wasn't gonna go right side anyway. And are we gonna get ice rod on the mushroom? Like I called half an hour ago. Nope.
Just a map.
Yep. My error play. That is very unfortunate for Brogor.
This is Cadence of Hyrule, pretty sure. We got Quake Medallion for Meyer, which we can get into.
Yeah, we have seen Ether. It's on Bumpy Ledge.
So we know it's not Ice Trinex because we did see the Ice Armos boss already. It was blind. We don't know about Trinex yet.
So one of the outs that Brogor has now is that it is Trinex on Lamo 2, and the ice rod isn't on right side GT. That he actually finds the ice rod out in the world before he gets to his cave.
Kane Samari was on the boss of Thieves Town, which Brogor decided not to do. Boss of Thieves Town was just Moldorm, turns out. So. Alright, so Brogor finishing off that area, that desert, and then is going to check Checkerboard Cave, then made his hide to Dick Meyer.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Dickson is heading up to GT.
Oh! Checkerboard Cave with the ice rod.
Mm-hmm. Not the item Brogor wanted to see, but it is the item he needed to see.
So Brogor not going for the play into Meyer.
Yeah, this is the big bomb play.
Yeah, big bomb.
Big bomb up to Catfish, and then it's a choice. Do you go back into Thieves Town or do you go into Meyer? Because that's the last thing he has to do.
And you're sitting here like 4 items versus what? 5?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's 4 versus 4.
Yeah, those that are rooting for Brogor, you want that that Trinix to be in DT. Because if it's not, then Dickson is in go mode.
So the Trinex is either vanilla, or it's in Misery Mire, or it's on Land Mode 2.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Ice Palace was Samaria locked. Now that I think about it. Wasn't there a small key on Cold Stare?
It was.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
Oh, we never checked Dark Cross.
Dickson did.
Oh, Dickson did,
It
okay.
was just a green rupee.
Dickson having a slightly easier time with Victorious this time.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we have not seen a Trinex, and we have not seen all three duplicates yet.
Yeah, we've seen 2 duplicates.
Yeah.
So we could have a Trinex in 2 of the places I mentioned.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dickson has his 7th crystal and is hinging his bets on not needing Ice Rod. Now, he's going to be pretty quick to find that Ice Rod if it is required, because you're going to go out and check that tablet, get your flute, and realize, oh no, it's in the Mire area, isn't it?
Quite possibly. So Dickson going left side first could be doing the Dark Magician play.
Also, while we are doing these checks that we have already seen, please go follow these runners. They are put on an absolute show for us here today.
Are you not entertained? Exactly.
For some reason, the bot isn't working. It was working before. I did check this.
Oh well. Bot's gonna bot.
Okay, so Dickson is doing Dark Magician, so he is not gonna do the. He's not gonna get Gold Sword. Okay, Brogor. Okay, Brogor is going into Mire. That's unfortunate. That's a very, very hard last location game. So yeah, if there is a Trinix in the middle, Dixon is going to go back down and clear out the basement.
Yep. In which case, Dickson would get the Gold Sword.
Yeah. But
yeah. It's a big ol' if.
It's a very big if, and yeah, Brogor needs that Trinix to be there in the middle. Otherwise, Dixon's coming this. But
Tile room big T. Wow.
So Dickson is not going to check that tile room until 22. Absolutely not.
That's so gross, it's like 12 dozen. Sorry,
so that gives Brogor a little bit of time back. Did Brogor check the boss in here on the map?
I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention. I mean, it depends. Is Brogor gonna check tile room before he checks compass room? Fair enough, he can't get to the boss room without a cane, so yeah, he's not gonna check which boss it is.
Fair. And I guess that does make the Mire play a little more appealing.
Mm-hmm. These checks are faster than the ones he has left in this town. We know he's not gonna find anything useful at all. How did Dickson get ahead? Brogor hasn't got Kane, and the big key to GT is Kane locked. And Brogor is leaving. He is not doing cuts in chest.
Well,
I mean, it's Steve's town. It's the only checks you have left.
he's got Turtle Rock.
No, he can't enter.
Oh yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting this isn't in Broja. We're not doing sick hover strats. What's wrong with you? Stop being a nerd.
I mean, it's what,
It's
5, 6
4:45
a.m.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Brogor will probably do all of the checks in the back of Thieves Town.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do the back first and not the boss.
Going straight for the boss is something you would do when you come in here the first time, maybe, especially without the hammer, but not the second time. I guess Brogor didn't actually have... No, Brogor had the sword coming in here.
Yeah, he's gone back down. So close, yet so far. And Dickson realizing, oh, it's tile room. Great.
Good Jord. GT.
So yeah, Brogor has basically full cleared the game as he can without the cane. So this is a hard lost locationing of the game for him. Yeah, I mean, there is one out for Brogor at this point, and that is a Trinex on Lambo 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, Dickson is starting his climb. I mean, neither of these runners feel ahead at this point. Dickson...
We had duplicate...
very...
Duplicate Trinex Armos, I believe, is the other thing we haven't seen.
Yep. Now Brogor realizing, uh-oh.
Wait, have we seen Argus?
Nope.
Oh, right, yeah, so there's two other things we haven't seen. And Brogor finally picks up the Cane of Samaria.
And is in official go mode. No matter bosses. Now, what is here?
It's
Not Trinex.
Not Trinex. It's Armos.
And yes, if it was a Trinex, we would see a shell in the room before. That's
you
how
you would notice. All right, so Dickson is spared by the climb. While Brogor makes his way up to GT a second time. Yeah, you cannot have Trinex on Moldorm 2 thanks to it being a full super tile room. That just doesn't work. I think Dickson was 2-1 and Brogor was 2-0, or was it the other way around?
I don't remember. Brogor is 2-0. Dickson is 2-1.
Yeah, so both runners still, in pretty good shape after this run here, no matter what. Yeah, it looks like Moldorm 2 is just Moldorm 2, except with way more eyes than he's supposed to have.
Yeah, and that was our last double.
And we do see the final chest open. That is a full heart. And Brogor and Dickson is about to finish. Brogor is unfortunately going to have to go to tile room. It's like, you kidding me right now? That's a nice shot on Aga 2 there. The double triple. Very nice. Okay, so we're having D&D lessons. I'll take it. And Dickson on Buttersword going to be dealing with the Ganon fight pretty quick. I do not expect this to be anything more than an academic exercise now. Dickson could probably even fall and be fine. I'm not going to curse it. Nah, Brogor didn't do early towel room. You think he did. Like, it was his 5th check when he came in here, but it was his 22nd check because he'd already checked the left side the first time. But yeah, I noticed the kappa like 12 seconds after I started talking there in chat. So
get your GGs in chat for Dickson as Ganon is exploding.
yup. Alrighty. There we go. Dickson finishing it off with an official time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 38 seconds. GG.
GG.
And it sounds like we are now joined by Dickson. Welcome and congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, GG's.
GG. So yeah, that was a scene.
Yeah, that was a real slop fest on my part. When I ran out of bombs and mini Moldorm, I was like, all right, this is gonna be a real fun start for me.
Yeah, we did remark on the 37-minute mini Moldorm cave. That's pretty great. But yeah, that's just the thing. The thing with mini Moldorm cave is those things aren't going to cooperate with you when you need them to. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little overconfident with like I think 5 bombs or something, and I was like, sure, I can probably do this, right? And I was like, crap. All right, well, I'll just go somewhere else and hope it like doesn't bite me too hard, which thankfully it didn't.
All right, so what sort of shenanigans did you get up to? Let's see, you were the one who took the bow forever to find the bow.
Yeah, and mitts.
Yeah.
Yeah, bow and mitts were a little elusive. I was like late to I think like the boots, and then like I got the flippers, but then I decided to like clear from the west side down, and then eventually got mitts, and I was like, well, all right, that's troublesome. The bow was like the biggest thing. When I went up mountain, decided to dip TR, found nothing. That was like a big chunk of time that I regret wasting. But I'm more happy that I just got the cane, and then that was I got bailed out by that. So
yeah, so
Brogor forgot to get the key there in mini Helmosaur room, and at that point, I believe Brogor decided, yeah, we're done here, and called it a game. So we'll get that marked real quick and get Brogor invited as well.
Yeah, we'll get Brogor invited here because we have some questions. He is there.
There we go.
GG's, Brogor.
Hello, GG.
GG. So our first question is, how relieved were you getting bailed out of that 3-minute mountain climb?
Excuse me again, sorry. I was just taking a breath here.
How relieved were you seeing those boots going up the mountain at 3 minutes?
Yeah, I was like, if there's like something like gloves in the mountain and I'm come from left side to the in the forest, I just go up there. And yeah, it's sometimes a little bit fiddly with if you're not able to quick swap because there's nothing in your inventory. Yeah, I kind of missed the transition, and then I'm already fallen that hole, and then I make it through with 1 heart, and this is so scary. And then there's boots, and I say, okay, dude, that's at least somewhat rewarding. That could be like late boots for my opponent. That could be good. But my question is, Trinex, where are you? I need you. Help, please.
Unfortunately, I think he's in Misery Mire.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that would have saved you if Trinex had been on the way up.
Yeah, I was like in Amos night fight, like in Lanmola's 2 room, and I was like, oh my god, no Trinex, I'm done. Because there was no... I forgot about boss shuffle for a second when I was on Village of Outcasts, so 3 items in the front, Thieves Town, it's fine, right? Get a big key, get out, okay, yeah. And then you can just think like, okay, I have a mirror here, I don't even waste that much time to get 1 boss information out, which could be huge for later. I guess that's what Dickson did, I guess. And then you get like, what was it, Moldrum there? It's like free, so Somaria was actually the worst thing to be last located, yes. I mean, with that Somaria, you most likely prefer ice over swamp or anything. Then you get that book, and you only have the information lacking of Purple Rock and Desert, so maybe Desert first, and then this is like a big, big faster seed. 1 miss, and yeah, took the arrow to the knee or whatever.
Yeah, so you did have a pretty significant advantage with those boots into flippers, into mirror, into early mitts early on, although that did cause you to miss the hammer for a long, long time.
Yeah.
While Dickson had the hammer quite soon.
I could tell like this Zora is like, it's just Lovelock, right? But money was scarce a little bit, and I was like, oh, maybe if I missed some hammer in Eastern Palace area or something, I could be in trouble if there's something in hammer packs. Then I found that powder and everything on my way to the what was it? I checked the powder. I think after GT and hammer packs or something. Yeah, red bomb, all that stuff cost some time. So.
Yeah, so the big thing for Dickson was that he never got his bow from the smiths.
Yeah, I realized bow was Bowlock, right? And when I found the silver arrows, I was oh wait, it's Bowlock, right? It was on Smith's rescue mission thing there. Oh, this could be like good. If I was first, I was like, but I only thought it would be like good after I found the hammer, right? Because I was like, oh, the hammer maybe baited away from the mids, maybe Darkwood without mids, and maybe no bow. This could be a good thing.
Yeah, so Dickson finding that bow and then realizing it's a Bowlock bow. Did you feel slightly behind then?
Yes, pretty behind actually. Definitely with like the late mids and then going into TR, but then finding not much, and then eventually landing on the bow. Of course, like dying to blind, that was always fun in Skullwoods. It definitely like added up at that point. The most stressful moment though was definitely like going up GT, land Mo 2, and then hoping that there isn't a screen change into Trinex.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit relieving.
So yeah, Brogor, you entered GT at like an hour 14 and hour 13.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, no cane meant back out again.
I mean, imagine you dodge the cane because you're stupid, and then it's not required. That would be good, right? But in that scenario, there would be like the Trinex sitting there. But even then, you get the flute there. The book was, by the way, pretty mighty. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got hit with like the 23% chance of it not being accessible without the cane. So, what are you gonna do?
I think I had like 3 small keys on the left side, so I was like, okay, could like be there, could like be a Trinex on ice, and there's blind, which is also not that nice. So.
All right, that was a well played race. It was quite exciting. It was right down to, is this going to be Trinex or not? And I had a good time. I don't know about you. Is there anything else you two would like to say before we wrap it up here today?
Nothing else from me. GG's again, Brogor. We'll play again soon, and then that's mostly it.
Yeah, same for me. We play again next week, same time, for everyone who's interested. Gonna hope to make it in 1-1, I guess, and hope you get some beat up by the other guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta stand your ground and try to get on, right? So
yeah, we'll do our best. Hopefully, it's the two of us.
All right. Once again, thank you to both runners, Brogor and Dickson, for putting on an excellent show today. If you liked what you saw here, there's this thing called Twitch channels, and you should follow them because they're doing some good stuff here. I want to thank our tracker, Demons Druid, for taking care of the buttons on the screen, and of course my co-commentator, the Titan 84. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It was absolutely fantastic, and this was a very, very fun scene to commentate. Thank you to
guess.
It had a lot from the very early start. Also, big thank you to our admin team who puts these races together and restream and everything like that. It is such a big work behind the scenes to get all of this together.
Mm-hmm. All right, with that, I have nothing else to say, so I will just say I've been Dr. Bobtastic. I will see you all at a later occasion. Good morning, everybody, or good night, or whatever time it is. I'll see you all later. Good night.
Good night. Bye.